welcome to the Gang Gayer Podcast, the only podcast brought to you in 3D. Just look harder. I'm one of your hosts, Alex.
I'm Nick, your other host.
Today we have a treat for you, don't we, Nick? You said you had a story that you would like to tell me, and I'm very interested to hear it.
Yes. Hopefully you'll think it's a fun story. The other day, on last Friday, I was sitting outside, as one might do when they do not have classes. And I'm trying to work on some stuff, but not focusing. There's a little band playing off in the distance. I'm here to set the mood. There's a little band off in the distance. They're playing folk-ish type music. They've got a violin, someone's singing, and I think there's a tambourine.
Like Irish type music, or is it a specific?
I don't know.
Would you hear it at a Renaissance festival?
Perhaps.
Okay.
I can't place a label on it.
It's just folksy music.
Adjacent.
Folk adjacent. It's folk other.
Yes. So that's playing in the background, and there are these people to one side. I kind of start listening into their conversation, and I realize very quickly that one of these people is a crazy squirrel guy. Because these two people were just chilling on a bench, just minding their own business, and I don't think he knew them.
Oh no.
He just starts talking to them about the squirrels on campus. He starts talking to them about how the albino squirrel on campus isn't really albino.
How would he know that?
I don't know.
Oh.
He's gotta be a crazy squirrel guy. And it wasn't just squirrels, because he was talking about possums and raccoons and the different kinds of rabies.
The rodentia guy.
And after a while, the people got up, which is good. And this guy, the crazy squirrel guy, he gets on his bike. He's like, "Bye, thanks, it was nice to meet you." And I'm like, alright.
He's just a wizard trying to share his knowledge of his familiars. All those squirrels and all those possums and raccoons, they're his familiars. He wants other people to know about the joys of possum wizarding.
It was a surreal experience.
I'm sure
I thought the experience was over. But
little
it wasn't.
did you know.
Because this guy got on his bike.
No, wait.
To the other side of me, where there was another group of people.
What kind of bike was it? Because I'm imagining a clown, a Pee Wee Herman bike with the honker. Is that what's happening? Maybe a few stickers from the local coffee shop smacked onto it?
No, I think it was just your standard bike. I think it maybe had a basket in front.
That's where he keeps the squirrels.
The squirrel basket.
The squirrel basket. Continue.
Okay, so he biked to the other side of me, where there was another group of people. And these people were eating some lunch.
These poor unsuspecting people.
And they were kind of feeding the squirrels, because sometimes that's what people do.
Yeah.
And this guy, he comes up to them, and he starts trying to talk to them about the squirrels.
And then one jumped into his hand and started feeding out of a pouch he keeps on his belt. And he started singing to it. But continue.
Oh my gosh. That could have been what happened. What actually happened was that these other people were not interested in learning about the squirrels.
Oh no! That's so depressing.
Yeah. But it's okay. This guy, he took it like a champ. He was like, he just kind of like looked off into the distance and was like, you know, I'm pretty sure I know all these squirrels by name.
By their name?
Yes, by their name. And then he gets back on his bike and starts biking away, making squirrel noises.
Oh, no.
He's just like,
oh god!
as he's biking away.
He's calling them to battle. He wants them to know his call in case he ever needs them.
Yes.
Oh, that is funny. Oh, that is so funny. Oh, I'm so glad you told that story.
The crazy squirrel guy.
The Squirrel Wizard, you mean?
Wizard.
I'd like to imagine. Did he turn a corner? Because I feel like as soon as he turned a corner, like 10 squirrels just hopped in the basket on his bike. And he was just, including the not albino one, according to him. And he just bites away.
I'm gonna be honest, once he biked away, I was like, goodness. Because I thought he was coming for me next. I did not want to hurt the squirrel.
He's coming for you, and he has squirrel knowledge to impart. Oh, shit. Yeah, that really got me. Oh, this squirrel, weird squirrel man. Oh my god, I feel like that would be a character on a sitcom. Like a frickin' Friends-esque type thing, and just once every 2 or 3 episodes, you just see a guy biking in the distance with a basket full of squirrels. And they never explain it except for the last episode.
Oh, good. That was actually the whole plot of the show.
Yeah, you have to go, it's a layered show. You have to go back and get it. It's like Matrix, you have to watch it multiple times. It's great for selling the DVD box sets. Alright. I have a question.
I also have questions.
And
but
that
please.
brings us into our next segment of we have questions and we need answers. And
yes.
Yeah. Alright, so I have a question.
Go for it.
Do vampires and werewolves need glasses after they get turned? 'Cause here's the thing. You need glasses because of visual impairments.
Right.
And whenever you get turned into a vampire or a werewolf, you're supposed to become an elevated version of a human. So, like, do your eyes change into normal and then get sharper? Or are you a werewolf and suddenly your eyes go black and white because you're a dog? I didn't even think of that, but now that I am, that seems really weird, and Teen Wolf has a really weirder message for all those sunglasses now. Anyway, what do you think?
Well, I mean, vampires, they're kind of like bats, right?
Yeah.
Bats can't really see.
Oh, you're right.
They scream.
They echolocation.
Yeah, they got that echolocation. So maybe your vision would get worse.
You get turned and immediately your eyes just go white and like, oh fuck. I should have paid attention whenever I was studying about the cave bats. Oh god. And
I
like,
don't know.
you'd have to be careful about your glasses frames too. 'Cause like, what if it has silver in it? You're gonna get burned.
That's true. That's true.
'Cause that's
I was more thinking about you're gonna have a hard time finding an optometrist.
The supernatural optometrist. Oh, that's perfect. Oh. His best customer is the Cyclops.
Oh, yes.
Because he has the biggest lenses.
Yes. The most expensive ones. Werewolves, though.
Werewolves, yeah.
I don't know if dogs can see better than humans.
I don't know that either, actually. Because, like, the original story of the werewolf, I believe, I don't remember if it's Irish or it's somewhere in Europe, and it's a whole story about, I believe, I forget, but it's a guy turning into a wolf. I think your eyes might get a little better.
Yeah.
So, like...
that kind of makes sense.
Dogs
have pretty good senses.
So if you had glasses before, you would probably not need glasses afterwards. I still think you would have some sort of, like, change in your ability to perceive color. I still think that.
Yes. If not, like, all the time, then maybe just, like, in wolf form.
In Wolfie Boy form.
Maybe that's how they know. Instead of, like, tracking the moon, they just get, like, a funky vision.
Fuck! I gotta go. Excuse me, sorry, my vision went gray. Gotta go.
Exactly.
Put me in lockdown now.
I'm momentarily colorblind. This is not good.
Somebody throws him an apple. Just, hey, catch this. Is this your favorite kind of apple? Great question. Can't tell.
Good question.
Yes, good question. I'm glad we've discussed this.
My question goes in a slightly different direction.
All right.
But it is that time of year where Girl Scouts are out and about. So my question is, what are your top 3 Girl Scout cookies?
Ooh. This is a loaded question because we had a teacher that sold Girl Scout cookies for her daughter, and I was one of the top customers.
You were. It was great.
Yes. I think if I had to choose the top 3, I really liked, these are a favorite between both my mom and I. The Caramel Delights, the coconut, the ones that have coconut and caramel and chocolate and everything. Love those. Love them. That's definitely one of my top ones. Another one is my favorite 2 combinations of flavors, mint and chocolate. Who doesn't love Thin Mints, honestly? They are top tier. You can put them in a grasshopper cake and you will cry because of how good it is. Love Thin Mints. And then, the other one, the third one. This is an incredibly plain one that I did not think I would get as into as I do, but it's the Thanks-a-Lots.
Yeah, those ones are good.
Yeah, those shortbread cookies that have the bottom in chocolate. Those became my favorite in senior year just because those were the quickest and they were the biggest, and I would just be able to hack without feeling too bad because it was just shortbread cookie and chocolate.
Yeah.
I loved those so much. So yes, Thin Mints, Caramel Delights, and Thanks-a-Lots.
Yes.
Yeah, no, the Thanks-a-Lots, they had the different languages of how you say thanks. I loved that. That was one of my favorite things ever.
So cute.
It really was. Alright, I have another question.
Go for it.
This is going back to the eye thing. I don't know, I had an appointment with my eye doctor recently, and I was just thinking about this.
Yeah.
Do people with eye defects get buried with their glasses?
Ooh.
I have, because I was thinking about that. I was like, I've never seen a person have glasses in a casket, but then again, I haven't seen many funerals.
Yeah.
Thankfully. But, like whenever I die, will I have my glasses?
I guess that's up to you. Yeah. Do you want your glasses with you?
I mean, we talked about the other day how I was like, I want to be cremated, then turned into a pendant, and then put on an urn in the middle of the Colorado forest. But
yes, that's true.
If I had to have a casket and everything like that, I would want my glasses. Because here's my thought. What if the apocalypse strikes and there's only one strain of humanity left, but they have to, like, go underground or do something, and, like, they lose a lot of modern technology, right? Including glasses. Like, the ability to make them, because they're underground, they can't do much, right?
Yeah.
and then soon enough they just forget about it, right? What if they come back up and they start excavating, archaeology, stuff like that, and then I'm the only one with my glasses still in my casket? Because I just wanted to have them for aesthetic purposes, because they're part of my brand.
That's fair.
Because, like, where else would you get them if everything else was gone? Like, everything was raised from, like, 2 feet up. Because caskets go 6 feet under. Anyway. So, if everything was raised from 2 feet up and, like, there was no other glasses, how would they know? Is my thing. So, I don't think they do get buried with them.
I don't think so, but I don't see why you couldn't.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yes. I really wanted to have that conversation, because it's just so weird to me.
Yeah.
You live with glasses all your life, and then you're dead, you don't get them anymore? Ridiculous.
Well, I mean, you know, you're either, like, dead, or you're a ghost. We did not talk about ghosts in eyesight.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Do the ghosts have glasses?
But I have no clue, because technically
a ghost is an essence.
A ghost is just you, right?
Yeah, a ghost isn't. But
it's your essence, right?
But so, me as a person, like,
if your self-image has glasses,
yeah,
they would naturally be built in to your ghost.
That's a good. So like, my glasses would probably be on me because of how important my glasses are to me.
Yeah.
But somebody who just uses reading glasses probably wouldn't have them.
Right. And even, like, when people see ghosts in movies, it's like how they saw that person.
Yeah.
And so if they saw you with glasses all the time, then you would have your glasses.
I didn't even think of that. I'm glad we've had this discussion today.
We out here.
We asking the real hard questions, the hard hitters.
Speaking of real hard questions.
Yes.
You ready for your next question?
Heck yeah, dude.
All right. It's a tough one.
Ooh.
Because it is hard or chewy candy, and what flavor?
Oh no. Okay, I need to get the definitions of, like, I need to get your definitions of these so we can have a proper conversation. Okay. Would a Starburst be a hard candy?
No.
No?
No. Starburst is not a hard candy. A hard candy is something that you have to suck on.
Like a gobstopper? Like those gobstoppers that we used to get? Okay.
Yeah.
Back in the olden days.
Or like, what are they called? Lifesavers. Like those.
Oh, I do not like those. What about chocolate? Is there any such thing as hard chocolate? Like, would a Kit Kat be hard chocolate?
For the purposes of this question,
yes,
I think we should not include chocolate, because
okay,
I feel like that's a strange gray zone.
It really is. Alright, so not including chocolate. So, yes. With candy, I think I prefer... Because the thing is, I have an addiction to chewing gum.
Yes.
Oh, a Skittle would be a hard candy, wouldn't it?
Yes. I would count that as a hard candy.
Yeah.
Skittles can get very hard.
Yeah, put them in a fridge, you're screwed.
Not even for that long, it'll be like...
half
10 seconds later. You have rocks.
It breaks your teeth. I think I prefer chewy candy, because my favorite candy in terms of fruit and like fruity flavors is Starburst. I love Starburst. Like any kind of Starburst you give it to me, I will eat it. And my favorite flavor out of all those Starbursts is probably, there's the orange one in the tropical Starburst. It's like a coconut melon type thing, and it's fantastic, and I think about it all the time because it's a really good flavor, and it's a Starburst, and it's chewy, and I'm just like, Though I will say some starbursts are too much. They're usually purple or red. That's my least favorite of the starbursts. The red, I hate them. I do not like them. I also really like the lemons, the plain yellows. Nobody likes the nobody likes the yellows, but I do. I really like them.
The yellows. Yes. I like sour.
You like sour?
I like sour.
I like sweet.
I know.
Yes. All right. I have a question.
Go for it.
How do you think the first D&D meeting went for when they first came up with the dice scheme? Like, when did they figure out, we should use dice to roll these boys? Like, were they just guessing about things they could do? Because, like, that just baffles me. Where did they come up with this full D&D dice scheme?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah, because
I don't know how to answer it because I know that you use different sided die for different things.
Yeah. For like for actual like rolls, you do the D20, and then for certain weapons, you use a D6 or D12.
Yeah.
Or the D4. Oh my god! And I just don't know, because it's just such a weird concept. They're just sitting around. They're like, I don't want to do it. Random numbers are hard. How do we make this so that they're perfectly random? I know. Take a block of wood and then inscribe numbers on it and throw it.
I think dice existed before.
I know, but like, when did they come up with the multiple number dice?
Like D12s and D20s and
Did it go from D6 to D7 to D8 to D9? Like, did it go all...
Are there D7s?
Are there D7s?
Because my brain can't process what that would look like.
Neither can I, but we're gonna find out. Frantic typing. I mean, I feel like bot vac D7 connected robot vacuum. I should probably look up, are there dice with 7 sides? Not everybody speaks in... yes! Yes, there are!
There are 7-sided die?
Yes.
Aw, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, because it has, it has 14 sides, but it's two, there's 1 through 6 on one side and 1 through 6 on the other side. Or 1 through 7 on one side and then 1 through 7 on the other side.
Okay.
So, like, even if you were to, no matter what, you're going to get a number between 1 and 7.
I gotcha.
That's interesting.
Okay.
They probably were just like, D6, you're not gonna give my guy enough buff with a D6. Or they probably just called it dice. Just 1 dice with 6 sides? My guy is the biggest guy around. I need more numbers. Here, I'll come in with this block of wood and carve out 20 numbers painstakingly. And roll. Yay, I got a nat 20. I win.
Just I win.
Oh wait, it's just it's just a big block of wood, and then there are just chunks hacked off of it that have the numbers, and then the biggest side of all says 20. Anyway, that's just something that's been bothering me. If you know what happened, please tell us in the comments, because I'm interested, but I'm also lazy.
Fair.
And I have already read enough players' handbooks. I don't need anything else. I've read the Monster Manual, the Player's Handbook. I've even read some of the Dungeon Master's Guide. Because I wanted to write a campaign. Anyway. There is my question.
Oh wait, hold on.
What?
Okay. I googled it.
Oh.
And I found an article.
Oh.
I haven't read the full thing, obviously, but the first one was made by an unknown craftsperson at some point between the 2nd century BCE and the 4th century CE.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so they're
the
old.
original craftsman.
Yeah, they're old.
Dang.
Let's see. It was made out of stone,
Oh,
serpentine.
that sounds nice.
Yeah. Doo, 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 doo.
When did D&D dice become a thing? I'm gonna Google it. Because now I don't...
They think maybe it was used for divination
That would make sense.
or an alphabet oracle. But it doesn't. They're not like 100% sure.
Oh, before original D&D was published, but after its invention, they started playing it. The story I've heard is that Dave Wesley found these odd dice in an educational supplies catalog and thought they might be good for the game. Gary Gygax had a love of statistics and probability, and that probably had a lot to do with his quick adoption of the dice. Polyhedral dice were called for in the original D&D, and low-quality pack-in dice sets appeared in the boxed editions. Yeah, so they've been part of the game series since the beginning, though some few rare war games may have used them. That's not from whence they came to D&D.
Now we know.
He found a set of polyhedral dice on his trip to England, but that was before they met. Huh. That's interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. So they were at a game store in London, and in a small game section, amidst the military history books, painting guides, and miniatures, was a small bin containing a handful of 20-sided dice. The numbers weren't filled, and judging by the flaws in the ones I still have, they're not well made. I bought 3 pairs. And and D&D was about to be published. We needed a source for 20-siders. The boys in Geneva found a source on the West Coast. It was a small educational toy company that sold sets of dice for showing shapes. Oh! Each set had 1 to 4-sided yellow, 1 to 6-sided pink, 1 to 8-sided bright green, 1 to 12-sided light blue, and 1 20-sided, a white one numbered 1 through 10.
Very nice.
Made of soft plastic, no one realized how quickly the 20-siders would wear out. Yeah. Just, wah! And, the rules weren't quite done when the problem arose. Would we break open the sets and take out only the 6-sider and the 20-sider? Or, work on it? The answer, add rules that use the 4-sided, 6-sided, 8-sided, 12-sided, and not just the 20-sided dice. Huh!
Now we know.
Yeah, I'm happy I researched that. Yay, that made me happy. I love finding out D&D lore. I'm glad you came with me on this journey. Alright, yes. My question has been answered. Boom! Yes. We actually answered one of these.
Like officially.
Officially, yes.
Alright. Are you ready for your next question?
I am always ready.
I will warn you that there is a correct answer for this question.
No.
So are you ready?
Yeah.
Are carrot-flavored fruit snacks valid?
Yes! They
yes,
are!
That is the correct answer.
Oh my god, they are. They're like
so
sweet.
Good.
Oh my god, they're great. Tiny little orange boys. Oh, I love those things so much. I miss those fruit. What kind of fruit snacks were they? They're like Mott's, right?
Yeah.
Those are good.
The best.
Good fruit snacks. I've only had Welch's, and that was like 6 months ago, because I'm a semi-adult.
I eat fruit snacks all the time.
You lucky man.
It does not change.
I eat Rice Krispies.
Yes.
That is all I eat. Rice Krispies and fish sticks.
Fish sticks are good.
They are. I make it. Ugh, I don't think I have any more because I ate all of them. I'm glad I answered that question correctly.
Yes.
How dare we would dig through your fruit snacks, and I would ask for 1 or 2 of the carrot ones.
Yeah.
What did you think I was gonna answer?
I just had to make sure. People need to know.
had to make sure our friendship was solid on that front.
Exactly.
All right, you ready for yours?
Right. Yes.
this is a doozy. Let me tell you.
Huh?
It is one of the stupidest things I've ever written. And I'm going to read it to you exactly as I've written it.
Okay.
Does SpongeBob need to use a towel because, like, he's in the sea? And he's a sponge.
He's got towels.
But does he need to use them?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't know. I remember in one episode he goes through like a thing, and it squishes all the water out of him.
Are you talking about the movie?
Maybe it's in the movie.
Where he and Patrick are drying and they're about to die?
No. No, not that one.
Are you talking about the beginning when he gets all filled up and then he gets squished?
No. Like, he was like getting dressed and he like took a bath.
I remember this. This was a
ringer
meme.
Thing, and
yeah.
he like jumps through the ringer, and then he's dry.
Oh, I completely forgot about that. That's my answer to my question. He doesn't. He just throws himself through a laundry presser.
Yes. Is that what it's called?
Well, kind of. It can also be used for pasta.
Impasta.
Basically, it's just a thing where you put whatever you want, pasta, if you want to stretch it out, or a wet thing, and then you roll it through, and it squeezes the moisture out through pressure.
Very good.
And turning.
Yes.
All right.
Got one of those in his bathroom.
We have answered my question then. So he doesn't need it, but he has a way to get dry.
Yes.
Even though he's under the sea and constantly wet. Anyway, I'm not gonna...
It's fine.
Semantics.
It's fine.
Yes.
You gotta go to Goon Lagoon to get wet.
Goon Lagoon.
Goon Lagoon.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Lobster guy.
Larry?
Larry! Larry the lobster.
That's the one.
Yeah. The original himbo.
True.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Give me your question.
What is the last song you listened to?
Oh, you saw it. Her Sweet Kiss from The Witcher. Because that song is nuts. Because the whole thing is that anybody with their 2 bits in literary analysis can read the lyrics. Here, let me pull up the lyrics for you so that you can see what I'm talking about. But there are three people in this song. Here, as soon as you see it, you'll see what I mean. Do you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Alright, fast forward to when he's read through it. Alright, so there are 3 people, yes?
3 people?
In this. Like, because he's referring to one, the girl, she, and then he's also talking to someone else with the you. Like, he's actually saying something and referring to her. And then there's him.
Where's him?
I, basically.
Oh.
Yeah. So
we got our speaker, our audience, and our subject.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. I love it when we have discussions on literary things. I've just been thinking about it constantly. Because it's such a sad song paired with the show. If you haven't seen the show, I will not spoil anything. But it's just... it gets to me, because, like, I'm a very big romantic at heart, and so I hear it, and, like, there's this, his voice cracks on, here, let me show you what part his voice cracks on, because it's, like, it's absolutely nuts. His voice cracks on this part, the I'm weak, my love, and it kills me every time, because I'm like, oh, honey.
That makes me weak, my love.
Oh, you poor thing. A lot of people think it's gay. I agree with them.
Gay is good.
Yes, exactly. Because this was the bard talking to them, basically singing this about the main guy, and again, no spoilers, stop at me. Anyway, I've been listening to it on repeat. Because,
Very
like,
good.
I need to get those emotions through me. Just work them out.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was the last song I was listening to. I did listen to my playlist today, but I was listening to that. The last song on my playlist that I listened to was, I think it was Feel Good. Feel Good Inc. by Gorillaz, so...
Gorillas?
Yeah.
Very good.
It's a great song. I think about it a
That's
lot. Anyway. Ooh, you took me on an emotional trip for that one. I think about that a lot. Alright. Next one.
Yes.
This is a question that has been plaguing me for quite, well, I would say a year and a half. Because this is one of my favorite shows, but I don't get this. Why are the people on Antique Roadshow such sadists? Like the people that give the prices of what they're worth. They are sadists, I swear.
I mean, you know, you gotta be a little skeptical.
No. They're not even skeptical. They're just like, this is what happens. They'll bring on an old lady who's just like, this was my Harold's. His grandfather gave it to him back in the First War. The First Great War. I don't know if you've heard of it, Sonny. And she'll have, like, this wonderful, like, antique silver tea set, right? And she'll have it there, and it's polished, and it's beautiful, and there's, like, maybe a few nicks here and there. And the presenter will be like, well... if you brought this in good 10 years ago when the Great War craze was going on, I would have given you 8,000 for it. Today I can only give you 80.
Oh.
And like, I'm just like...
I cannot explain that.
Oh, they are such
I'm sure
sadists.
it has something to do with the business and
business.
demand or something.
I just get so... I get heartbroken, but at the same time I'm just like, this is great entertainment. I'm just like, oh no, little Granny Smith isn't gonna get anything.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, she doesn't have to sell it. She can investigate and find other prices. And,
True.
you know?
Friggin' Antique Roadshow is holding out. I swear. Anyway, I love Antique Road. Don't get me wrong, I adore Antique Roadshow. If I had a chance to even kind of work on their set, I would, just because I love touching old things. But...
fair.
like, oof. We need to have a talk about things. Alright. I'm done. It's just, that's a question that's been weighing on my mind for a bit.
Very fair.
Thank you.
Alright. Next question.
Yes.
Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
You're Mr. Funny Man. What was my...
It is a new decade.
It's a new decade, too. I really dropped the ball. Because my New Year's I guess the YouTube was a good New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
I to get that up and running and on a good regular basis and stuff. Another one is to get my shop up and running, my Galactic Sphinx Designs shop. And I am working on that. I'm in the process of getting that all sorted out, so I'm happy about that. I just have to do some things. But those things can be done within the week, actually. I want to take a dancing class.
Yes.
I really do want to take a dancing class at some point. One of my resolutions was this. Doing this podcast with you. That was a big one for me, and I'm very glad we're here. Yes. I recently found that list I made of shit my ass needs to cash in for.
Yeah.
I finally found that. And there were a few things I was able to cross off. I was very proud of myself.
Good.
I'd like to work For New Year's resolution and decade resolution, I'd like to work and maybe get published one of my comics.
Yeah.
One of them, because I have quite a few comic ideas. Quite a few.
Gotta start.
Gotta
start making them.
Well, yeah, that's the
getting them out.
That's the big thing. Like, I have all the ideas in the world, but I have to be able to sit down and do a good 8 to 9 pages.
Yeah.
And
you don't have to do it all in one sitting.
True.
Just, you gotta start working on it.
I do have 2 pages of, I'm not gonna say what the thing is, but my main one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did have 2 pages of sketches done for it. For a semi-intro. And that was just actual sketches that I've planned out, not even the ones that I have actually in the back. Like, actually drawn out rather than planned out, you know?
Yeah.
So that's another one that's probably going to be more of a decade resolution, though.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
Maybe. Who knows? And then, another resolution is to go down to Austin. I have a lot of these.
Yes.
Go down to Austin, get into video editing and stuff like that, get a good, bachelor's. Is it bachelor's? I don't know. Whichever one.
Yes.
Okay, bachelor's of art in media and design, interactive media and design, I should say. Get a car. Well, get my driver's license. I have, for those who don't know, probably not a lot of people, I am afraid of driving, freaked out by it. I really just don't like it. And I don't have my driver's license yet. I'm working on that, though. And then get a job.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you didn't think this would go on as long as it did.
No, that's okay. That's good. You got a lot of goals.
I do. But you know what they said about Icarus?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I think you've kept your goals fairly reasonable.
Thank you. I have enough spite in my body to get anything done. Yeah, just gotta wait. Alright. Yeah. I'm glad we've had this conversation.
It's a good conversation.
Yeah. Alright, you ready for your next question?
Sure.
This is going to require a little bit of background knowledge of fruits.
Okay, I have decent fruit knowledge.
Perfect. Okay, I have a question. Why do durians just look like that?
I do not have that fruit knowledge.
Here, I'll pull you up a picture. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do. They're like yellow.
They're like weird, pokey things.
They look like hard in the middle.
They look like Sonic the Hedgehog did not have a good day.
They look kind of hard in the middle.
Yeah, they look like freaking, I don't even know. But why do they look, it's probably a thing, like, with the tree and how it's a seed, so it has the outer protecting, and then the actual seeds are on the inside. I get that. I just want to know, why did Mother Nature think it was a good idea?
No, just for funsies. Sometimes you gotta not have safe fruits, you gotta have danger fruits.
Ah, danger fruit. That's why it starts with D. Danger.
Exactly. D is for danger.
D is for danger. Exactly. Oh, boy. It's just, I am horrified by them. They're weird and spiny little meh.
Yeah.
And I've heard they don't taste good.
Oh. Well.
Or they don't smell good. I don't know.
I can't smell, so... Oh, it says the world's smelliest fruit. Right there.
There it is. I'm amazed. That's by BuzzFeed.
I mean, I don't know.
Well, I wanted to know your opinion on it, just because that's something that I think about a good amount.
My opinion is D is for danger.
D is for danger. It's perfect.
Okay, here it is. Haha.
Yes.
Next question.
Yes.
What ice cream flavor are you?
Am I?
Not your favorite one. but which one are you?
Oh, fuck. Can I be a mixture of them?
Yes.
Okay, alright. So, this is gonna be a smack to the past for me. Alright. Whenever, as we've said before, we live in Texas. And, a common Texas establishment you'll find is a Brahms.
Yes.
Which, if
Brahms
you don't,
is good.
yeah, if you don't know, is an ice cream burger joint that's common in the South. It's just a very you can get it's more about the ice cream than it is the burgers.
But the burgers are really good.
The burgers are really good though. I can't have the onions on them, but yeah.
And they're cheap.
They are really cheap. You can get 3 for $4. It's fantastic. And they're good burgers. Anyway, so whenever I was younger, my dad used to take me to Brahms a lot. And I would get the mixture of, I would get a waffle cone, and I would get a scoop of vanilla and a scoop of orange sherbet. So there's that orange and vanilla. It's a scoop of the vanilla ice cream, the signature Brahms vanilla ice cream, and then the scoop of their orange sherbet. Now, their orange sherbet was always my favorite thing ever, because it was smooth and it was tart.
Ooh, very
and
nice.
I loved it so much. For years and years and years, I didn't want to try anything else. I didn't even try their mint chocolate chip. I just wanted my goddamn vanilla orange sherbet mix. And if I were to be of ice cream flavor, I would be those two. Those two mixed together. Orange sherbet and vanilla. Because I am boring, but I have a tart kick.
I was gonna say that you're orange.
I am. Yeah. Yeah, you are correct. Alright.
But yes.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just that I that's one of my favorite things. Just I think about that sometimes. I wish I could go to a Brahms. Oh, I would love to have some of their ice cream. All right.
DoorDash ice cream.
From Brahms?
Oh, well, you could. You could. I mean, I guess you could get it in boxes.
Yeah, but I don't think they sell their orange sherbet in the tins.
Oh, really?
I don't think so. No.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. Anyway, so this next question is about One Punch Man.
Okay.
Now, for those of you who don't know, I am obsessed with One Punch Man. It is it my favorite anime?
It's one of your favorites.
It's in my top 3 for favorite animes. Because it's great. I love the story behind the creator, about how he started just making comics and he just persevered, and that his stories were fantastic, even though his art wasn't as great as, I don't know, freaking the guy who picked it up, Murata. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love just the story behind it. I love the characters, and just, it's one of my favorite series ever. I'm a weeb, yes, I know. And so, this question is about my favorite character from that series, Genos. Genos is the robot. If you've seen any popular One Punch Man media, he's the blonde boy with the black eyes. He's great. I love him. He's an absolute fool. He's a toaster. He's a toaster, and then he is a Roomba. Those are his 2 modes. So my question is, can Genos float? Cause in some of the manga promo art, he has a floaty, but does he need it though?
It's a good question.
Here, let me show you his floaty.
Yeah.
That's his floaty. He had a tube, and in another piece of promo art, he was in a submarine. My question is, does he need it though?
Does he need a floaty?
Yeah, would he sink? Because
That's a good question.
He is made of metal.
Huh?
He is made of metal.
Yes, he is made of metal.
But is it lightweight metal?
That's a good question.
Because he's built for speed.
Oh, he's built for speed?
Yeah, he has different modes, and his big thing is he hits hard and fast. So he can move really fucking quickly. But he also has engines in him.
Right. Right. So I mean, at least on some level,
He could
he's
float.
gotta have very light metal.
Yeah, like buoyancy type thing.
Yeah,
That would allow him to do that.
yeah. But also,
Like a fish.
if he's hitting hard, you can't have like a
Flimsy,
super like fragile
but
metal.
lightweight metal, yeah.
Yeah. Um,
For the sake of our brains, because I don't know a lot about robot engineering. I know a
I
little bit
I don't know that much about metal
metal. I know
or
a decent amount.
water.
Like, I know iron and steel and stuff like that, but I couldn't begin to tell you about what random metals they put for Genos. So, we're just gonna go with a yes or no answer here. Can Genos float?
No,
Alright, no is my question.
it's my
No
gut
is my answer.
instinct.
Yeah. I don't think he could. It's just he has that floaty, and I think about that floaty a lot. Because it's just a little tube around him, and it was funny. Anyway, I
Question: is just that tube enough?
ooh. Well, in the promo art, he was in the water with
What's in the water?
tube. Yeah, with the tube.
With the tube.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's got like feet floaties on.
Oh,
Sounds
maybe.
dangerous.
It
but
does. It does.
but
I will take it. I will take it.
perhaps,
All right.
perhaps.
Give me your worst.
Oh, okay. I can. Not that question.
No, I'm kidding. Just give me a question.
No. Because I was I've got a list here.
Ooh.
And I wrote down a joke question.
Ooh. I've had like
Um,
3 joke questions on here, so.
no, but it's okay. You don't want to know this joke question.
Oh, okay. I got it. I got you.
um. Okay, but the real question
Yes.
is,
Mm.
if you had an alternate first name, like you picked your own first name.
Like I picked my own first name.
Well, yeah, what would it be?
See, that's the thing. I'm quite secure in Alex. Because it's a gender neutral first name that I can use that just. But I, for the sake of the question, I will think.
I was gonna say, well, if you choose it, it counts.
I am secure in Alex, but if I were to choose one,
Mhm.
what would I choose?
I mean, I would count Alex because you chose it.
The only other one I could think of is maybe Alestriona, which is it's the Gaelic version of my name. So Alexandra goes into Alestriona in Gaelic. Yeah. That's the only thing, and that's if I was wanting to be fancy as all hell.
Right.
Like, even if my name was Alestriona, I'd still go by Alex. I would just have so much power when I went into business meetings, though.
True.
I would have the biggest dick energy.
Yeah.
Until somebody rolls up with a fucking 5-name name. I'm like, no.
You got multiple middle names ending in a number.
Yeah. Yeah. And each of those middle names has like at least 6 letters in it. But yeah, I think I'd go with that. Alestriona, which is just Alex in Gaelic.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright. I have a question for you.
Alright. Go for it.
Okay, I love Blizzard games. I want to put a very big disclaimer on this. I love Blizzard games. I wanted to work there for quite a bit as a character concept artist. I still kind of do in the back of my head. Will it ever happen? Maybe, but it's not the main thing I'm pursuing right now.
Right.
But I have one main issue. And it's about my favorite game, Overwatch. I love Overwatch, one of my favorite games ever. I have so much memorabilia of it, it's not even funny. My question is, why did they decide to make Hanzo's feet look like that? Why?
That's a good question.
It's Chicken Man.
Chicken Man.
With this weird, like, his feet are literally 3 inches in diameter. Not in radius, diameter.
Oh gosh. Poor buddy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm.
Bad luck.
Well, I think, okay, you have to admit, Hanzo's design is very dynamic.
It's a nice design.
In terms of lines. Just
Yeah.
looking at it from a line perspective, he is... Oh, let me look up... Oh, there. I don't need to look at... Just... There we go. Here we are. He's very... Especially in the original concept art, he's very line-focused and dynamic in terms of flowingness, with it also sharp. And I love that. But I have a question about this area here of the ankle. And then that translated to the model, open him in a new tab, where physics don't apply into becoming somehow smaller.
Yeah.
And because of the summer skin, they're just like, oh no, they're not robotic legs. But like, John Cena gif insert here, are you sure about that?
Yeah, because it doesn't even look like he's got knees, actually, in this picture.
It doesn't, because his Hakama plants end there. And then it's these weird, technologically advanced hooves.
Yeah,
they're
don't
hooves.
Look like feet.
No. Because look at that heel plus the weird clops in the front. They're hooves.
Yeah, I was talking more about, like, calf size and shape.
Oh my gosh.
Also.
Oh my gosh.
And, like, compared to the thigh, it's kind of like, you know, right?
It's
just like the boots make him look very short.
Yes, they do. Because it's not as much... Your eyes are focusing more on the torso, which is shorter as opposed to the legs. And because of that, he looks short. Which, I get it. His main design of the tattoo on his shoulder, you want to bring as much attention to the torso as possible. But, like, you still got 2 things here that carry you around.
Yeah.
Ooh, but I love his design. I really do. It's a good, sharp, yet flowing design that I really think speaks to Overwatch's character design.
Yeah.
And his model is fantastic.
We messed up.
We will not talk about the mess up of 2017, I believe, with the casual skin. We will not talk about that. We will not, because they fixed it.
They fixed it.
And that's all I care about.
And that is very important.
So, his legs just look like that, I suppose, is the answer to that question.
Yeah.
They're just like that.
The answer is, don't know.
Jeff Kaplan said, make him have tiny feet. Or actually, I think it'd be Michael Chu. Whichever one of those 2 men that dictate my life in terms of lore. Alright. There's my question.
I really at least want to start the joke question.
Alright.
And then I will switch to the real question.
If you'd like, I won't even put it in if you just want to read it.
No.
Alright.
I just want to read it.
Alright, give it to me.
To be or not to be? That is the question. And then, of course, there is the answer from Hamlet, which I have written here.
Please do.
Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune,
oh fuck,
or to take arms against the sea of troubles, and by opposing end them, to die, to sleep, no more. And then I break. Seriously, no more. Do not ask this.
If you want, I can, do you remember that whenever he's telling the performers how to perform the play he wrote? I know that whole monologue.
You do not have to quote Hamlet if you
I
don't
will.
want
I
to.
will do the first line. I will do the first line
Go
because
for
I
it.
had to memorize it for my voice for theater class, which I loved. So the first line of it is oh fuck. Give me a sec.
All right.
Oh no 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 no. No, I have to look it up. Give me 1 second. I just need the first line. Hamlet speak to actors. Oh no! Speak the speech! There it is. There's my brain. Speak the speech, I pray you, as I pronounced it to you, trippingly on the tongue. But if you mouth it, as many of your players do, I'd as lief the town's crier spoke my lines. And I can go on, but I will not to save you from my thing. But I do know that whole monologue, just because it's so funny. He's telling them, essentially, just do it as I wrote it, you dumbasses.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love it. Love it. Anyway.
Anyways.
I'm glad we had this Shakespeare tangent.
Just for funsies. Just for funsies.
I miss Shakespeare.
Huh?
I miss Shakespeare. I want to take
I don't.
I would like to take a class in terms of, like, dissecting it, because it's so, like, fucking... Shakespeare says the entire meaning of his monologues or his soliloquies in the first sentence, and then just expounds upon it into forever. It's great.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I mean, there are Shakespeare classes, definitely. But Shakespeare and I...
to have a tenuous relationship.
We don't always see eye to eye.
No.
Mostly because I don't know what's happening half the time.
See, I know all too well what's happening, but that's just because I really like Shakespearean language.
Yeah.
I have the full tome of all of Shakespeare's plays and sonnets.
This is true.
It is my biggest book that I own, and I love it. Give me your real question.
The real question is, what is your least favorite movie?
Oh, my least favorite movie?
Yeah, your least favorite movie. Not your favorite one.
See, that's the thing. If I don't like it, I usually forget it.
That's fair.
Wait.
That's fair.
Wait.
Is there one that you've maybe seen recently? Or thought about recently, and you were like, why?
Oh, I have it.
You have it?
Alright, so, one of my favorite series growing up in terms of reading was Alex Rider. Go figure, yes I know. I have a narcissistic just bubble around me at all times. Sue me. His name was Alex and he was a spy, and I was a tiny child wanting to go out into the world. Whatever. So,
like that.
Imagine my happiness and just utter delight when I found out they were going to do, that Nick specifically Nick, was going to do a remaster of Alex Rider from one of the books. And it was I believe it was a book that I read. It was the first book of the series. I think it was Stormbreaker. It was based on Stormbreaker.
Mm-hmm.
And wouldn't you know it, they did not have anything that the original book had. They had maybe 2 moments. The main thing they wanted to make sure of was whenever he leaped from the flagpole outside of his parents' bank building into the office where he was trying to sneak into. And then after that, it all went wrong. And they had this big thing about him playing Flight of the Bumblebee, which, you know, is a great song, but in the context, yeah. I was just fuming with rage. So, if I had to pick one, it would be the oh no, it wasn't Nickelodeon, it was Cartoon Network. And that's what disappointed me.
Gotcha.
Because Cartoon Network was so good to me for all these years, and then out of the blue, they come out with... Let me look up what the specific name of it is so I can burn it into my memory. Alex Rider movie. Here it is. Movies? Oh, there shouldn't be another one. Alex Rider official trailer. Oh, they're coming up with another one. No! Operation Stormbreaker, exactly. I just bought this book at a thrift store the other day because it's my favorite book of the Alex Rider series. Like, I love all the Alex Rider series, but like the first one is always going to hold a special place in my heart. So yes, there's my least favorite movie, the Alex Rider Stormbreaker Cartoon Network remake that haunts me to this day because I was so excited only to be driven into the ground.
Very fair.
Yes. All right. I have a question for you.
Go
This
for
one
it.
this one is a very, very much more upbeat question. I was tearing up the neighborhood. I wanted some good comedy. So my question is this. Who would you trust more to have your back in a debate, a verbal debate?
Okay.
Jeff Goldblum or Jake Gyllenhaal? Now,
Ooh.
you can pick them in whatever roles you want if you want them in their roles or if you just want the men themselves. I do not care. I just want to hear your reasoning for it.
Oh, okay. Very interesting. It's a verbal battle. It's an argument.
Yes, it's a verbal debate, as like how we do it whenever we get heated about something.
Okay. Interesting.
I will give this. Jake Gyllenhaal is feeling extra chaotic that day.
I know, like that's
And Jeff Goldblum is feeling extra sassy.
yeah, that's hard because you get a lot of chaos in a room, and sometimes it doesn't even matter what the other argument is.
You're just going nuts.
Let's see though.
I'm glad you're thinking very long and hard about this.
I'm thinking very hard.
You're giving it its due.
Very important question.
Yeah, you're giving it its due justice, and that's what I care about. And I'm glad you're taking the time to really consider it.
Yeah. Can I ask like a follow-up question?
Yes, of course.
Is this person that I'm arguing with
It's me with the other one.
Oh, it's you with the other one.
Exactly, yes. It would be a debate between me and you, and then so if you were to pick Jake Gyllenhaal, I would get Jeff Goldblum, and vice versa.
Okay. That's important information. That's actually vital information.
I'm trying to think of the topic to give you even more insight, but I don't think there's a topic that we disagree. Oh, nope, I'm not gonna talk about that one.
Nope, that is a forbidden subject.
It really is.
That is a forbidden subject.
We're debating on which Ghibli film is better. I'm saying it's Spirited Away.
Okay. And then I would maybe say Castle in the Sky because
I thought you were gonna say Cat Returns.
Oh, I love the Cat Returns.
Oh,
Cat Returns. And Whisper of the Heart. Those are my top 3.
Oh, Whisper of the Heart is good. Mine are Howl's Moving Castle, Spirited Away, and what's the third one that I love?
Is it Kiki?
Yeah, I do love Kiki.
Kiki is very, very good.
Kiki. I remember Howl's and Spirited Away just so vividly because of the pure art in it. Anyway, sorry. Okay. So that's what we're debating about. I believe Spirited Away, and then you believe, you said Castle in the Sky.
Yes.
That is a good movie.
Okay. I'm thinking real hard. But I'm thinking that we should both have like a pretty decent advantage if I say this.
Okay.
And that would be that I would have Jeff Goldblum, and you would have Jake Gyllenhaal.
I really thought you were gonna say that.
Yeah. If we're arguing about that specific topic, and you're arguing for Howl's Moving Castle, and Or was it Spirited Away?
Honestly, I would go either at this point.
Okay. If you're arguing for either one of those, and I'm arguing for something more like Whisper of the Heart or Castle in the Sky, I feel like it's only appropriate that you have a chaotic force
Yeah.
and I have someone
The
who is
unmovable-
maybe slightly less chaotic.
Can you imagine that? If I was at full Alex mode and meeting, like, just full chaotic mode Jake Gyllenhaal, that would be a terrifying experience.
It would.
That would be great. Alright, I'll take that. I don't think anybody will win in that fight.
I don't think so either.
We'll all come out as losers.
Maybe we can both be winners.
The thing is, no. The thing is, the two people that would lose would be us. Jake Gyllenhaal and Jeff Goldblum would be the winners.
You know what? That's true. That's absolutely true. Honestly, it wouldn't even be us arguing. It would be like, all right, you two debate.
Yeah. Just, all right, we've had this conversation. Please give me your opinion. Like those British TV shows.
Yes.
I'm glad we've had this conversation because that was one of my favorite questions that I came up with.
That's like a very good question.
Thank you.
All right. Are you ready for your next question?
Yes.
Okay. This next one is about superstitions.
I am a big fan of those.
Yes. Do you believe in some? Do you think about some?
I think about them a lot.
Yeah.
What do I believe in superstitions? Because that's the thing.
And you can be like, I believe in this one, but not so much this one.
Yeah, but that's the thing for me though. It's just what I think of as normal. People would like normal things for me to do. Maybe somebody else would think of as a superstition, but I'm not able to recognize that.
Right.
So, like, have you seen me do anything that's, like, superstition type thing?
No. Not that I can think of.
I think I could think of a few. But it's mostly jewelry-based for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because, like, I have a certain method of taking off my jewelry. If you have never seen a picture of me in my full jewelry, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have up to 9 pieces of jewelry on me at any point in time, just because I like jewelry. Oh yeah, and so I have a specific way of taking it off, like based on my my rings, and then my necklace, and then anything on the ears. The ears go last, basically. I work my way up.
Okay.
So I'll go rings specifically. I'll take my left hand off, then my right hand, and then I'll take my planet, and then my watch. And then I'll take my main pendant, and then my my Celtic cross, and then I will take my earrings, and then my ear cuff. I work my way up. And I just do that because I feel like it'll be easier for me the next day to see all of my jewelry in one place, because I'm like, I did it the same way, I'm good.
Gotcha.
What's another superstition? I usually, if I'm going somewhere where I don't usually go, and there's like a superstition that is around that area, I will probably buy into it.
Yeah,
like, especially like the coin fountains. Oh,
yeah.
I am dangerous around those. I get so excited if I see a coin fountain. I'm like, oh yeah, Mama's gonna get some good luck today. But yeah. So I'm a believer in superstitions.
Yes.
I really am. But like I said earlier, there may be some that I do that I don't really recognize as superstitions because I do them, maybe because I saw my family doing them, or I've just been doing them for so long. So I can't really say whether or not I have any specific ones.
No, that's totally fair.
Yeah. Like if I'll tell Dad to start catching me if I'm doing something, and be like, hey, you should write that down. So, yeah, I will keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't even think about that. Wow. Oh, okay. This is another joke question. Well,
Alright, go for
it's
it.
a
I
joke
love
in and of itself, but it is the actual question.
Okay.
I thought of this and I really cracked myself up. So, the question. Would you rather be called Biggie Smalls or Smalley Biggs?
This is a good question.
Thank you. I thought so. Cause
Smalls or Smalley Biggs, huh?
yeah.
I think Smalley Biggs has like a really nice flow to it.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna go with Smalley Biggs.
Cause Biggie Smalls is like, that would be like like, Biggie Smalls just doesn't work for me, you know?
Huh.
Yeah, so I'm glad you chose that, yes.
Yeah.
That was the whole question.
Smalley Biggs is good.
Oh, there goes Smalley Biggs. You don't want to mess with Smalley Biggs on this corner.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was just the question. It was just a
That's
real
a good
quick
question.
which one?
Alright. You ready?
Yes.
Alright. What fictional character, like cartoons,
Yeah.
mostly, but or books,
Okay.
those kinds of things. What fictional character do you think that you would do a pretty good job acting as for a live action movie
Okay.
or show?
Let me get the joke out now.
Yes.
The joke is me playing Alex from Minecraft.
Okay.
There's the joke. We've had our joke. We've had our fun. Now,
Okay.
serious
Yes, now
time.
serious.
Serious time. Do you remember when that trend was going around where you make your own like picture of yourself as fictional characters?
No.
The one that we did where like me embodied into
Yes.
All right. So I believe that if I were to play a fictional character, and like of course gender doesn't mean anything here, so
Right.
I'm not even going to
mean
consider it.
anything.
So the one that I'd probably be the best at portraying would either be, if this somehow got rebooted, would either be Fetch with Rough Ruffman as me as Rough Ruffman,
That would be great.
or Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory. That would be so fun to play. Rough Ruffman, I'd be acting as myself. Because
Right.
I watched that show so much as a kid, I just became him. Oh, also, the character, Batman Brave and the Bold, the Music Meister.
Yeah.
I would love to play him as well. So basically, yeah. But if I had to choose one out of those three, I'd want to really, really play, probably be Music Meister.
Nice.
Yeah, because he's just singing and he's angry and he's just, it's great. It would also be fun to play Dexter. I love Dexter so much. Alright. This is a rather serious question, shocking for me. This is something that I was thinking about the other day because I was dealing with noise, and I was like,
Very true.
what do you think would be worse? A long, continuous drone, like in the background, or intermittent beats of sound? Like instead of a constant hum, it's like beep, and then there's like 2 minutes, and then beep, and then 2 minutes, and then beep. Like, which is worse, the constant or the beeps?
I would say the beeps.
Really?
Yeah, because if something is happening constantly, I feel like it's easier for me to block it out or just like accept it as a noise and just like, you know, like if there's
like
a
like fan in the
like
room,
the fan or like the AC.
Yeah.
Like you like basically don't hear it.
Yeah, you don't register it as much.
Yeah,
but
or if you do, then it's like a relaxing thing. It's not so like irritating. But beeps, it's like you have time to forget,
and then it'll just come
back
again. Now, I would like to add quantifiers to this.
Okay, quantifiers.
The droning noise progressively gets louder, and then the beeps progressively get quieter.
Oh.
Which one would you prefer then?
Let's see.
The beeps never go fully silent.
Right.
But they do get quieter.
Okay. I guess then in that case, the beeps. Because...
With your ears, you probably wouldn't register them after a while.
I probably wouldn't hear them. Once it gets to a certain point, those things would have to be, like, tapping me on the shoulder and being like, hello?
Hello? Hello? Alright.
But if it's loud, then I would...
I accept your reasoning. I accept it.
Yes. It's my turn?
Yes.
Ah, okay. This is not so serious.
Ah, perfect joke.
So, this is, what are your favorite cereals?
Ooh. Like top 3?
Yeah, top 3 or however. If you're gonna go to a store, which ones are you gonna pick out?
My 3 favorite cereals would probably be Rice Krispies.
Yum yum.
I love Rice Krispies. Multigrain Cheerios.
Very good.
And Frosted Flakes.
Yum.
It would either be Frosted Flakes or Fruity Pebbles.
Very good.
Yeah, those are my 3 favorites. But honestly, catch me now, I just only eat Rice Krispie. I like my puffed rice. I just like rice.
Rice Krispie. Do you put sugar on your Rice Krispie?
No, I do not. No, I just eat it plain. I do remember back in the day they had that weird. Was that Rice Krispies or is it Frosted Flakes? They had like dried strawberries in it.
Oh.
And like
I think that was Rice Krispie.
I think it was. Because people were starting to realize that Rice Krispies are kind of boring. and so they were trying to spice it up with some strawberries. It was Rice Krispies. And I did like that, but I don't usually add anything to it because, like, I'm lactose intolerant. I'm already having a hard enough time with the milk. You're trying to make me process more? What is this?
When I was a youngin', we would put sugar on it.
I've had it once or twice, but I never really got into it though.
But now I do not eat them. Not because I don't like them, but because I don't feel like buying them.
That's fair. That's completely fair.
Yes.
It is my turn.
It is your turn.
This is a rather simple question, but
Alright.
it's a nice normal question. Would you rather be in a town car? You know, like the town cars that you see in like towns? Like the ones on the rails and everything like that.
Oh, okay.
Like the electric rails, like in Howl's Moving Castle.
Yes.
With good, or the Shinkansen, which is the bullet train in Japan. Which one would you rather be on? Would you rather the aesthetic or would you rather the power?
You know, are we assuming that they're packed the same?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because I feel like generally if we're in a city, the town car is not going to be so full. So I would go there.
Really? You wouldn't think the town car would be full? Because a lot of other people are trying to get that aesthetic.
Yes, people are trying to get that aesthetic, but also lots of more people got them cars.
True. Let's say they're equally as busy.
Okay, they're equally as busy.
Yeah, so
it's really speed or aesthetic.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to.
Alright. Unfortunately, I have to pick speed.
Yeah. It's like if I'm trying to go somewhere.
I would like to be there fast and know that I'm on time.
Yeah, catch me on that town card wanting to go downtown and take some pictures of plants.
For real. Like, that's a relaxy day, kind of.
That's a good day.
Kind of transport system, but not for every day. The last question, then, is going to be unpopular food opinions.
Oh!
Now, I would like to mention that there is a forbidden subject that is still forbidden to mention.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is.
So not that topic.
No, I will not
but
touch
any
that.
other unpopular food opinions.
Oh, okay. Well, you know me. I eat a good amount.
Yes.
And I'm not very picky, except for one thing. Not the thing you're thinking of. It might be the thing you're thinking of. I have a thing where I will eat anything as long as it doesn't have cilantro.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. I hate cilantro with everything in my being. Anytime I eat something with cilantro in it, I can immediately just recognize it and my body goes, what the hell do you think you're doing? Like, I had a fear of Brussels sprouts when I was younger. Got over that. Had a fear of mushrooms. Got over that. I can eat anything you put in front of me. If you give me one green leaf that starts with a C, I'm like, nah, son. Nah. I do not want to eat soap. Let's see. Do I have any other unpopular food opinions? Oh, so the opinion there is that cilantro tastes nasty.
Yes.
Do you know about any other food opinions I have?
These ones aren't so much food opinions, it's just the way that you eat Doritos. And, like,
I immediately thought of that when you said the way that you eat. Alright, let me explain this. Let me explain this for the people at home. So, I am a gamer, so I'm a purveyor of Doritos. But the way I eat Doritos is cause for some scorn in some circles. It's not only Doritos, it's also Pringles, and just a lot of chips. So basically, this is so embarrassing. I take the chip, and I get all the flavor off of it first by, like, licking it and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, I just have a normal corn chip that I have taken all the flavor out of, much like a vampire takes the blood out of a human. And so, after I have gotten all the flavor off, that is when I eat the chip. Some people do not agree with this method. And some people are horrified when they see me eat chips. But you know what? That's just how I eat them. It's not every time. It's most times. It's not every time. And you mentioned the Kit Kat one too.
Yes.
Alright, so the way I eat Kit Kats, I've seen other people do this. I will say that. I take the Kit Kat. I love Kit Kats, by the way. They're one of my favorite things ever. I take the Kit Kat, and I break off one of them. I don't eat it all at once like a damn heathen. And so I take the little bar of Kit Kat, and then I proceed to eat around the sides of the chocolate, not eating any of the wafer. I eat around the sides to get the chocolate off, and then I eat the top and the bottom as carefully as I can, so that I can get all the chocolate off, so I only have the wafer. I don't think you've seen this, but I also do this with zebra cakes.
No, I haven't seen that one.
I will take the Little Debbie favorite known as a zebra cake, and I will take it and I will eat all the chocolate and sugar on the sides and the top and the bottom, so I'm left with only the cake. Apparently, I just like deconstructing things while I eat them, so I just take pieces of them time and time again. I completely forgot about how much scorn I get for the Doritos. But at the same time, I have eaten Doritos with chopsticks before, so you know what? The bar isn't that high. So, yes, if you have some sort of, weird food, or not food, if your food has multiple layers, trust that I will not eat it correctly. Really had to put me on blast there, huh?
This is a call-out post. Alex doesn't know how to eat.
That's fair. Alright. And my final question. I think you're
Final
gonna like
question.
this question. I think this is really fun for me.
Right.
So, would you rather be Island Boy, only Hawaiian shirts, or Ireland Boy, dress in nothing but tweed suits?
Oh.
So, Island or Ireland Boy?
Ooh.
Currently,
Okay.
I call you Island Boy.
This is true.
Are you looking up what tweed suits look like?
Yes, I
It's
want to make sure that I
basically-
have the right image in
Yeah,
mind.
it's like Leighton and specifically
Oh.
Luke.
I love that.
Or like Sherlock Holmes type stuff. That's what I was thinking of.
I love it. Holy crap.
So comfort or aesthetic?
Oh shit.
That's what it boils down to.
That is what it boils down to. You know, I'm gonna go with Island Boy.
Oh, he goes with Island Boy.
I'm gonna go with Island Boy.
That
And
is-
let me tell you why.
Yeah, give me your reasoning.
The suits are very good
They are.
and they're very attractive.
They are.
But
Hmm.
they also have like a certain range where they're appropriate.
Yeah.
Like a very limited range.
And Hawaiian shirts are appropriate everywhere?
No. Not that Hawaiian shirts are appropriate everywhere.
But Island Boy wear is appropriate in most places.
But I feel like Island Boy wear is more appropriate in more places than suits.
That's fair, I'll take that. You just show up to a funeral in a goddamn Hawaiian shirt.
Hey, I'm sure they make black ones. It's still a party. It's a celebration.
The mourning Hawaiian shirt. It's for a time of need. They also make black khaki pants specifically tailored for this.
Exactly. I'm set.
My God.
I'm set.
The mourning.
You just layer up multiple Hawaiian shirts.
Oh no.
There you go. Now you got a suit.
You have multiple. You tie one around you as an ascot.
Exactly.
Oh
Exactly.
no. That is like a whole new just. Oh no, that's the new fashion trend. That's fashion forward right
For
there.
the goth cowboys,
Get ready
goth
for-
Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah, Goth Island Boy.
Goth Island Boy.
Oh no, that's fantastic. Oh, that's funny. Oh, Goth Island Boy is going to haunt my dreams.
Just like Tall Island Boy.
Just like Tall Island Boy. Alright. Well,
Alright, we have come to the end.
our questions have been answered.
Questions have been answered. This has been a good time.
This has been. I've had a lot of fun. Your squirrel story was one of the best things I've ever heard in my life.
It was a very strange experience.
But those are sometimes the best.
Yes.
Alright. Well, there's a podcast.
It is a podcast.
That was the podcast, yeah.
We've done it.
We had a good time. We talked a lot about questions, because we have questions and we'd like them answered. If you have questions, put them down in the comments below.
Yes.
Yes. And
I'll
maybe
do
they'll get answered. I check every day, so they probably will.
Those are good odds. Those are
Yeah,
good odds.
those are great odds. That was Gay and Gayer.
It has. It
Yeah.
has been gay and gay.
I was your host, Alex.
I was also your host, Nick.
And remember, never stop asking questions, even if they're dumb. Because somebody's going to answer you at some point.
Yeah.
It
It's
might-
true.
Yes.
Also, most questions aren't dumb.
No. Well, we leave you with that parting wisdom.
Yes.
Remember, we believe in you, and have a good day.
Yes.
See you in the
Bye.
next one. Bye.